Hi everyone, I'm Brianna and welcome to Roll Initiative. Today we're going to be having a look at how to be a more active role player. So let's get started. Okay, now before I get into all the tips, I do just want to say that there's nothing wrong with being a quiet role player, especially if that's how you like to play, then there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. This video is just for people who are quieter or having trouble with roleplay who want to be more active at the table. I'm not saying it's better, it's just a different way of roleplaying. And if you want to learn that different way of roleplaying, then let's have a look at those tips. So I have two different directions with this tip. The first is if you're a quiet player and you're having trouble speaking up, to try and play an outgoing character because that will try and encourage you to push yourself to be more outspoken. Whereas if you play a quiet character, you have no reason to speak up. Now, the other side of this is if you're not a quiet player, but you're still having trouble with roleplay, to play a character that's different from yourself. It'll help put some distance between you and your character and make them feel different than you. So anything that happens to your character isn't going to be directly personal, and you might have an easier time role playing them or might feel more comfortable with it. If you can create a role for yourself, then when you're called on to do your role, then that gives you a chance to roleplay every time your role comes into use. Whether you go as far as making yourself the face of the party to try and push yourself, or if that's a bit much, then try being the healer or maybe the responsible parent figure of the group. So you have to get involved every time someone's doing something crazy, which will probably get you into a lot of roleplay. If you find yourself being quiet because you don't know how your character would react and everything you do seems out of character, then a couple things you can try is trying to get to know your character before a session. So, whether that means going through their backstory again or just going over in your head what they're like, what their core beliefs are, and how they're likely to respond to different situations. Or you can try making a voice for your character. This isn't for everyone, but it can be a really good way to get into character, and it pretty much makes everything you say sound in character as it's in their voice. Quite often, if you're having trouble with roleplay, it's really easy to just withdraw and talk to the person behind the character or NPC. So, addressing the dungeon master or one of the other players instead of the NPC or character that's actually talking to you. Now, if that is how you feel safe at the table and you don't want to go past that, then I'm not telling you you have to. I'm merely telling you what steps you can take if you would like to become a more active role player. In most games, failure is probably a bad thing. It means you don't do something or you lose. But in D&D, it's not actually necessarily a bad thing because D&D is all about having fun and you can't lose at D&D. So failure is just failing to do something in game. It doesn't mean you lose the game. So it can actually be quite fun. So, while I'm not telling you to go around and try failing at everything you do, I am saying not to be afraid of it. Try new things, give it a go, and it can work out really fun and be really enjoyable, even if it didn't actually go to plan. So, try not to be afraid of messing up or something going wrong, because some of the funnest times in a campaign can be when things have gone wrong. The last thing I need to say in this video is to practice. Nothing in this video is immediately going to make you a master overnight. But if you work at it and just keep practicing, then you can get really good in no time. But that's the end of the video. I really hope you liked it, and if it was helpful, maybe you'd consider giving it a like or maybe subscribing to my channel. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.